Wonder if Isaac has any PTSD.
Welcome back, Sandbaggers, to the Hello Halls of Park Media. We're back here on the couch this week for another episode of the Park Clubhouse, and we have an absolute stonker lined up for you tonight. It's been a week of disc golf that saw Paul McBeth follow Bainey overseas to Europe for a second year running. Watch the back seat, Paul. This week in disc golf, a manufacturer invented its own mid-season trade period in a sport that doesn't have a mid-season trade period. And most importantly, this week in disc golf saw the hairs on the inside of the noses of plastic chuckers all across this disc golf obsessed nation shiver and notice a smell rising from the fairways of Australia that has not been smelt in months. A feeling in the frost-bitten fingertips of huckers and hurlers in the southern states that permeates the personage from pea waka waka to pound bag and gleam the eye of those in the mid-strength beer drinking state that avoids daylight savings because the cows might have to reset their watches and the drapes somehow get less sun. And after last night says loudly, state of origin, never heard of it. I talk, of course, of the great state of Queensland, and that smell is the feeling that is the upcoming Queensland Open, which is so close we can feel the sunburn and dehydration from here. And that and more happened this week in the world of Australian disc golf and Sandbaggers. We're bringing the best of it to you tonight. Before I throw to the couch, hit that like button, share your screen in the stories, and get your disc golf mates watching and joining in live. You can interact with us in the chat, and we will show some choice questions on the screen as always. And if you really like it, help keep the doors open and the cameras rolling by joining our Patreon. The link to which you can find in our bios and on our YouTube page, and we'll be releasing early look footage, alternative commentary, and giving our Patreon members the chance to take part in park shenanigans where we can and when we figure out what we're doing. Hit us up if you want to help out and any of that confuses you. To the couch now, down in tonight, and as always, we have the recently outed alter ego of Professor Park, and the man who has been heard to say, in the style of Justin Timberlake, that he's bringing Lefty Heiser back. Disc Golf Warehouse's very own Kyle Turbo Herberson. How are you feeling about the week in disc golf? Kyle!
There's a lot to consume, actually, and I'm looking forward to debriefing with these lovely fellas on the couch here. I'm working on the audio as we go, so I will pass it back to work that out.
What's going on with the audio this week, Reece Circuit? Fuming about being announced second tonight and not being at all used to being off the back of the box announcement-wise is the man who sinks a 40-footer and lays up an 8-footer. He's a little out of sorts tonight, but really, that's where he thrives. Let's hear it for Jason Wiedner. How are they coming out, Jason?
Like always, good for about the first 4 or 5 holes, and then after that. But happy Clubhouse to you and your family, of course, and hello to all the park nuffies out there. Welcome once again. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Well, you may have figured it out already, sandbaggers, but when Matty Faz said he couldn't make it tonight, it was a real shock to our system. He's always been the most reliable member of the team and pushes through sickness, stress and injury to make sure he's on the couch, whatever comes his way. But sandbaggers, when a man who sleeps 10 feet that way says that he can't make it to the clubhouse, you know something's gone horribly wrong for him. So we put our heads together and tried to figure out who could replace him. And we looked back at the footage from previous episodes and realised there is a man that has actually featured on the clubhouse more regularly than Matty Faz. And so we thought we'd issue the call up and see what happened. And to Jason's absolute delight, he said yes. And here he is, sandbaggers, your 2024 Cradle Lakes Classic runner-up and 2024 South Australian Open runner-up. Prodigy's own lead remaining sponsored player is Tim Bohan.
Thank you, Ash. That intro was amazing. I'm just pleased to be here. This is my favourite show. I haven't missed a second of the show. Tune in every night that it's on. It's on every night, right?
Yeah.
What's been your favourite episode so far, Tim?
That's taking me back. It's hard to remember. maybe not the live one where you brought up my ace that got called into question. That one hit the soul a little bit. But no, I think I've forgiven PRKD now, and good to be on the show, mate.
It's good to have you here, Tim. Is it a bit different, sort of, being on screen to your normal gig? Not being on screen and just talking about disc golf and putting a word in over Paddy?
I did my hair. I do have a face for podcasts, so being live on the clubhouse is a little bit of a new challenge, but it's good. Happy to be here.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to talking to Tim. He's got a lot coming up, as he always does, in the world of disc golf, and we're going to have a lot to talk to Tim about tonight. But first, it comes to the time of the week, once again, sandbaggers, where we cast an eye to what's going on in the world of disc golf media. But before we do, we should level with you and send our best wishes out to Matty Faz right now, as well as his sister Monty Faz and parents Louis Faz and, of course, Daddy Faz, who are up on the Gold Coast right now, remembering Matty's grandma, who passed away late last week. We send our best wishes to the whole Faz family at this time. Of course, we love you all, and we love you, Matty. And when we asked Matty if there was anything we could do tonight to remember his nan for him, he put forward a fairly strange request. Well, I guess it's not strange for Matty Faz, but apparently Matty's nan's favourite thing in the world to drink is a beer and sarsaparilla. So Matty's asked us all if we can drink a beer and sarsaparilla live on air to honour his grand tonight. I see some love coming through for Matty in the chat. So, boys, if you want to pass these glasses around. So I've got some beers here. Got some better beer.
We're not sponsored. Stop selling out.
I think the idea is to just put half beer in, Tim. And Tim, have you ever had a beer and sarsaparilla before?
I have not together. I don't think sarsaparilla is a very nice beverage, so I don't want to dispute, the late Granny Faz. But I'm not really looking forward to this beverage. Ash, if I'm being perfectly honest. I'm curious, though.
Well, I think
Definitely curious.
That's the best way to approach it. So we've got our better beers here. And boys, if you want to, we've got our Schweppes sarsaparilla, which hopefully explodes.
I don't think.
Oh, I can smell it already.
I don't think it spent enough time in the car with me on the way over, Ash. So I'll try again next time.
Oh my god! Yeah, okay. So for those of you that haven't had sarsaparilla before, it's a licorice flavoured sort of aniseedy carbonated drink. And there's your beer and sarsaparilla there. I'll wait for the other boys to do it.
Mate, that looks like a Guinness.
Fill it up, Tim.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
shouldn't have
smells.
done
That smells delightful. Delightful.
How's the audio going, boys?
Oh, it
I
smells
fixed
like...
it.
Fixed it? Great.
We should have a look at the comments actually while we're in here.
This smells like Jägermeister now.
I will actually. I'm just going to bring the
Um,
comments down a bit.
Particularly highlight Sam Barnett just to make him feel really bad.
What time is Sam Barnett should be at work, shouldn't he? Isn't he in the UK now?
Possibly.
All
But
right.
That's what we're looking at here.
There we go. Yeah.
It's a Jaeger bomb.
it is a Jaeger
It
bomb.
smells like a Jaeger bomb.
Cheers.
To
guys.
Matty
There we
Faz.
go. Cheers. There we go. Hopefully I'll get all of you there. That looks it looks very
Oh.
brown. And yeah, cheers. All the best, Nanny Faz.
Nanny Faz.
Has Matty put a name in the comments there? I don't know.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, lovely. All right. Well, all the best to you, Matty Faz's grand, and to the entire Faz family.
Interesting. I can't say it'd be my go-to, but
Oh,
I think I'll be the only one on the couch finishing this.
it tastes to me. It tastes like I'm drinking a tire. that's sort of what it tastes like.
If you're wondering what sarsaparilla is, because it says it's sarsaparilla flavored soft drink,
Yeah.
it kind of tastes like what the name suggests. No effing clue. Like, what is that flavor? Licorice mixed with like, I don't know.
What's that say?
I don't know.
Rodent, legendary granny by the sounds. Yeah. She sounded like, if this is what she drank, then yeah, what a legend. She made it to a ripe old age too, so maybe this is the elixir of life.
This is the secret.
Yeah, yeah. What's Sam Barnett saying? Whose mum is? Oh, come on, Sam. Okay, all right. Well, yeah. Cheers to you, Fazers.
Jeez.
I'll get to
I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to finish.
I'll get to the rest of that drink throughout the night.
I'll finish mine.
Tim's going to finish his.
Go on me.
I will finish it though,
I
Matty.
encourage you all at home to have one. It feels like it's going to be refreshing, but it's absolutely not. It comes to that time of the week. Where did I put my run sheet? Is that mine? Yep. Great. So we are going to do Media Watch now. We're obviously going to do it Matty Faz. Tim's going to join in. We're going to make our way through it. I'll intro the segments and we'll have a chat about it. But first, he's not here, but we'll do his.
Won't you break every step you take? I've been watching you.
All right. So the first one we've got on Media Watch, for those of you that haven't watched before, and Tim, who hasn't watched before, we generally do. Have I even put it up there? Oh, this is very difficult. It's not even there. That's all right. We've got our first one now. It's something that I saw online earlier today, and just wanted to highlight.
Is this from the legendary Instagram, actually? There's been a lot of action on there, and I'm just wondering, I feel like it's overwhelming me, the amount of things on Instagram at the moment that are disc golf related. So, look, for our own sanity, I really hope it is, because if there's more disc golf media out there, I'm not ready for it. I'm busy enough catching up on Tim Bohan posts.
Attaboy. Make sure you hit a nice little love heart on those, please, Kyle.
Oh, thanks, mate. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I've got to support the other Prodigy players in this country because we're few and far between, mate.
That's it.
There we go. All right. Sorry, that video just completely disappeared. So here's our first one. We've got Nick Halstead up in Surfers Paradise. I've taken the sound off it because he had some Hawaiian song on there, which will get us taken down on the stream. So he throws it right up in the air. And all in all, catches it. All in all,
Safe hands, mate.
bloody boring post, really.
That is clever.
It does. It does. It's so yeah. Nick, if you're watching, perhaps you could add a rude word to your next obligatory MTA shot.
Maximum time or loft. Are we impressed by that? Is anyone impressed by MTA?
I don't even know what it is. I'll be honest with you, Tim. Can you do you explain? Can you explain?
Well, so you got to throw the frisbee, and you want to try and keep it in the air for as long as you possibly can before catching it. So they found like a fun game of frisbee throwing to your mate, playing with two people. Now you're playing by yourself. So is there a sadder thing in this sport than MTA?
Does sound pretty.
Ah.
I don't know if there is.
I mean, you're on the beach, Go for a swim. No, you're gonna throw a frisbee to yourself.
That's it. Like
That is
the guy
sad.
that came up with MTA was just throwing it to himself. Yeah, no, that's the game. People
Yeah.
are laughing at him. No, that's the game, mate. I swear, I promise. Yeah, that's. I hadn't thought of it like that. But
I'm sure Nick's got people to play with, but the penis guy, I can understand. Maybe he doesn't have anyone to play with.
We've got someone to play with.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, moving right along. We know it's Matty's favourite subject, so we're going to bring this one up now. Guess what, everyone? Kristen Tatar has a new sponsor. Now, looking at this post from here, what do we think Kristen's new sponsor is?
Something yoga related?
Yeah.
Some sort of relaxation, I think.
Relaxation.
Inner peace,
Inner Peace. She's sponsored by Inner Peace.
single tops.
Looks very tantric, if I'm being honest.
Ooh,
Like, it's a little.
Do you want to explain that? Do you want to explain
Not really. Not really. It's a little. It's a little sexually charged. This post, I feel.
Yeah. Well, in a way, Tantra is similar to MTA. MTA is it's taking something fun and not doing it. Right, let's have a look at what we're looking at here.
Yes.
Focus.
Is this a PG-13 sort of show, or are we allowed to say that sort of stuff?
Mate, the MTA video's already played. But
It's absolutely
when you said you hadn't watched the show, I didn't realise you meant this one.
Yeah.
So, Kristen Tatar has gone into business. So, what she had over the last couple of weeks, it's been Porsche, it's been some fucking law firm last week.
Yeah.
It's now it's Focus, which is a some sort of herbal remedy for memory and mind stimulation or something like that. So, I don't know, maybe she needs it to remember all her sponsors.
And at the end of the day, I'm just going to, in Matty's absence tonight, I'm just going to say and reiterate something that Matty and I always like to push is that we will literally sell anything for anyone out there who's watching who needs anyone to sell anything. We are blank billboards and we're happy to do it. We have no shame. So this is a message to everyone out there.
Parked sarsaparilla coming soon.
I wonder if the comments are lining up. Is there a name for a beer and sauce? I've never had a beer and sauce. I've had the lemon and sauce before, but I've never had beer and sauce. So if there's a name for that beer and sauce, I guess it's a cocktail. It's not
What's
a
the beer and lemonade? That's shandy, right?
That's shandy.
Yeah.
Beer and lemonade and stout's a portergaff, I think, or beer.
I mean,
and
that's
stout.
just got to be called the Granny Faz from this
The
point,
Granny
right?
Faz.
This is the Granny Faz.
Yep.
All right. So, next post I found. Tim, you'll have a lot to say about this one. It's only half the post. Matty sent it through. What are we looking at here?
I've seen this post. This is Dylan the Feldman holding what looks to be a Prodigy disc. I'm zooming in, and it says HW3. So that sounds Prodigy to me.
It's very Prodigy.
But yeah, Dylan says this is little me. The very first time that he held a frisbee.
So does that mean that once upon a time Dylan was with Prodigy and he's now left as well?
He's left. He was the first to leave. But also, actually pointed out he's injured. So
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely Dylan because he's injured. The only thing that makes me think maybe it's not Dylan is he said, "Here's little me." I can't see Dylan ever being little.
no, neither.
He was a
Yeah,
7-foot
good point.
kid.
Have you seen his hands on the frisbee? They're still just like wrapping around the frisbee.
Yeah.
I still remember the first time I shook hands with Dill.
Mm.
Like, yeah, how you going? And his hands just went enveloped my hands. Oh boy, we'll hide those.
Wow.
No wonder he throws 180 meters.
But he's actually we might have missed it over the obvious Prodigy disc there. But we might have missed what he was actually announcing.
That's a good point.
There, which was a new podcast that's come out, Talking Trilogy. Now, my first thought was, is this a Star Wars podcast? If so, I'm in. But apparently it's not. Can anyone explain what Talking Trilogy
So who's got a new podcast, though?
Dylan and Patty.
Right.
Patty Robinson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Patty's really making that roadcaster make his money back.
So you'd be on this, Tim?
I can't believe I didn't get a call up. I love trilogy. It's like a bleed trilogy.
So just about trilogy discs.
Apparently, it's all about trilogy. Look, to be honest, sorry, Patty, sorry, Dylan, I haven't listened to it. I've got it ready for the Trash or Cash segment, the next one we do on the tee off,
Yeah,
because it's
beautiful.
going straight to trash. But like, there's so many issues with it. First of all, isn't it quadrilogy now? They bought Casterplast,
Yeah.
so trilogy no longer. There's 4. They're House of Discs.
Does that mean they're not going to be talking about Casterplast? What is?
I don't know. It's knobbery if they leave out Casterplast. That's the best one of the four.
It's got to be the most fun.
Yeah.
If
If they're going to talk about 4 brands, they may as well just talk about all of them.
Yeah. Just make it just to call the podcast. What would you call it? Just House of Discs. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see if you know what it's like. Paddy, g'day, Paddy. It's Paddy here, and welcome to Talking Trilogy. This week we're talking about the musket. And Dill's like, yeah, I've got a musket. And we go, yeah, so have I. All right, that's been Talking Trilogy.
I imagine that's exactly what it is. But anyway,
Well, Tim, I think you should be a bit jealous because I tuned in for a little bit.
okay.
And Paddy broke out the scotch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wine Scotch.
Who makes the scotch?
I don't know who makes the scotch, but I just noticed there were 2 glasses.
West Side Scotch.
Is Dylan of legal drinking age yet?
I think so.
I'm calling the police.
All right.
No,
That's
but
not
I
way to get 'em.
just want to.
I think Dylan's married now, so he's definitely allowed to drink.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Um,
But nevertheless, I want to announce it here. Kyle and I have got Powered by Prodigy coming soon to a podcast near you.
Yeah.
We're talking about H3V2s, a bit of H4, 5, 6s.
Bit of F3. Yeah.
what are you calling the podcast?
Powered by Prodigy.
I thought you called it like Pod 1 V3 or Pod 1 QE10.
You call it the Prodigy pull-off or something?
See, that name needs a little bit of work, guys. I don't mind it though. Something like it.
Love it. Well, all the best of it, Paddy and Dill, and hope that Dill's an engaging character. He's an engaging character. Paddy's obviously been podcasting a very long time now, longer than most disc golfers in Australia. So, we will look forward to hearing how that goes from people that have listened to it. Alrighty, next Media Watch post. We've got one up here from our man, Al Mainpar. So,
Al.
Jace, what do we got here?
So,
As the resident Alan Mainpar expert.
well, yeah, but man is close to my heart. Alan has taken a job on the Gold Coast,
Right.
and effective immediately.
He's there.
Effective immediately, he's up there.
Has he been effective immediately, or it's effective?
No, he basically, I saw it on social media probably a week ago.
Yep.
And I don't see much on social media, so that's a big thing.
Yeah, right.
And he's already there. He's gone to Top Golf today, and yeah, he's now a Queenslander, Alan.
Yeah, wow.
So shout out to
So
Alan
sad.
Mainpar.
Alan Mainpar, rest in peace. I'm going to miss him. And
You're gonna miss him. I played with him every time.
Al's my boy. We go way back, and the only like calming, the only benefit to this is that maybe we're going to see Al in the Budgie Smugglers on the beach. Make it happen, Al. I know you listen.
Yeah, so if you're listening out there, just post it to Park Media on the socials. Picture you in the Budgie Smugglers. That's what I
But
say.
we only made that quick. He took a job in Gold Coast next day.
Yeah.
Mate, he's in demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In demand.
I think he was at Lands
Yeah.
player, wasn't
He
he?
did the reverse of what Cam Ford did. I swear Cam was like, I'll think about moving back to Melbourne. And then like 4 days later, he's living in Geelong. And his house is sold.
Yeah, well.
We have exchanged Alan for Cam Ford. Not really a good trade.
No.
He's a net loss for Victoria.
Yeah, that's what I feel. But anyway, we'll put up with Cam Ford.
Yeah.
Guess so.
I don't know, like Cam's playing at the moment. Jace might end up playing with Cam as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Love it. All right, we've got one more Media Watch. Now, this is a bit of an involved one. We had a bit go on the weekend, and having some Prodigy boys here on the couch, I wanted to get their thoughts on it. Now, it's a two-parter, this one. So, I want to see.
Just turn the video down a bit.
Dude,
Former year.
I don't want to. No, don't say that,
So, here we've got
Paul.
two guys, two other commentators.
No, Paul! Why did you do it?
On Isaac Robinson.
Paul, why did you do
What?
He's
Whoa.
from the Prodigy.
That was perfect. I dare say that was.
What is wrong with you?
Hold on a second. Let's
It's
check
not my
tape.
fault.
My
I was
goodness.
like, it went through the
What?
squares.
No.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Well, if he didn't before, he certainly will now. That is not.
Unbelievable.
And so, yeah, Isaac Robinson, obviously reigning world champion and one of Prodigy's, it's hard to say in this company, but one of Prodigy's more prominent players, you'd have to say. Now, what I want to bring up is a video. So that was round 2. What I want to show you is what actually happened round 3 to Isaac Robinson, because you wouldn't think the course would come and get him again. So he puts himself.
Oh, what on the face of the earth did that hit? That was on a perfect line.
That's all he throws.
He puts himself into a great
That
spot
was-
on the tee. He gets
that was headed to
invisible tree kick
bullseye.
heading into
Yes.
that little hollow where the basket is.
I'm telling you, the only time this guy misses is when. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Both the shots were the best.
All right, everyone, come on, let's hold hands.
5 meter together, and Coach comes again.
Are you kidding?
That round 3, so it's happened to Isaac
They did this
3
basket
times.
just.
Are
doesn't
you-
win.
are you
Basically
are
3
you
times
kidding me?
playing this hole, or 3 out of 4 times that he's played this hole recently. So, those Prodigy T2s are really looking after their own, aren't they, Timmy?
That they are. They don't like Isaac's putt, and they don't like Gannon's putt, and they like him even less now that he's left. So let's put it that way.
Yeah. No, fair play. Fair play. So, look, we brought up Prodigy. We've got Tim here. There may have been a bit going on with Prodigy over the last couple of weeks. We've got a street team member on the couch, and we've got Tim here, who's obviously joined Prodigy this year. We really have no choice but to talk about what happened during the last few weeks with some big movements in the world of Prodigy, or away from the world of Prodigy. What are your thoughts, boys, as I look to bring up the Prodigy posts that were up there, or that were made? Tim, Kyle, what do you think? What's going on? We've got Kevin Jones leaving, and we've got Vino, the human teapot, leaving as well. What do we think, boys? How are we feeling?
Oh, look, it's never nice seeing a mass exodus, is what you would call it. Because at this point in the season, like, no one leaves. Who broke the contract mid-season? But then, like, the more I think about it, the more it just looks like a end of financial year. Let's get these expensive players off our books from Prodigy, to be honest. I heard KJ was on $25K a month.
25K a month. That's
Yeah.
huge. That's a lot. Well, that's what 25K US as well. So about 85K Australian.
Yeah, roughly.
I think that's about 24,999 more than Park make every month.
But considering that he's been playing pretty shit for a while, hasn't he?
Well, yeah. When KJ came out and said he'd left, I actually wasn't. I didn't realise he was still playing. But he hasn't been up there for a while. Maybe that's it. 25K a month isn't what he's after. But I did notice Tim's interest peaked right here. Straight on the like button on both of those posts. Seeing the dollar signs go back into Shoestring and Kale LaVisca's bank account there, and just wondering if any of it's going to be making its way over here. If they're clearing house to put a bit of money down under Tim.
Look, if they can't afford 25K a month, I'm willing to like bring that figure down a little bit. But yeah, you've got me there, Ash. Good to know that I'm at the top of your Instagram algorithm, though. That's where I should be.
Matty Faz often says, and that was part of his idea in doing Media Watch, was he's never done never liked or seen a disc golf Instagram post that Tim Bohan hasn't liked first. So yeah, well, we've also got
the problem with what I can see, Tim, is we're seeing this mass exodus from Prodigy, as you called it, and it's roughly 5-6 months since you signed with Prodigy.
That's it.
Is there a direct correlation? Do you think people don't want to be brand associated with Tim?
And let's not forget, Kerrod Steele also stood away from Prodigy. So, he was the first. So we're not just talking these two here. Yeah, it's all me. What can I say?
Yeah.
KJ and I never got on. I don't like the backhand Heiser flip game.
Yep.
Let me make that perfectly clear. And Heiser all the way.
Yep.
Shout out to my sponsor. And Hyperfly. But look, from a money, it just seems like it's a money-driven decision from Prodigy. KJ, they signed him during COVID when he was actually like a top 10 player.
Yeah.
And now he's barely a top 40 player. Like if he plays well, he's maybe finishing in the 30s. And I feel like his marketability's gone down a little bit as well. So feels like they want to clear the books, like from a business point of view, get it off in this financial year. then you've got all this extra money in next financial year to maybe sign up the Robinsons because you can't lose either of the two Robinsons.
Yeah, well, that's it, Isaac. Sorry, Kyle, go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, that's all right. I was just following off Tim's point. I'm wondering when they're actually going to rebrand and just take Isaac's logo and the Robinsons logo, because at the moment it's looking an awful lot like Kale LaVisca, Will Shoestrick, and the Robinsons.
Don't sleep on Luke Humphries.
I won't sleep on Luke.
The man is a gun, Luke Humphries.
Yeah.
Oh, I see him on GK Pro. He's doing the things.
He's been up there this year, Humper. So
playing very good. I think he had a good preserve too.
Yeah, he was up there. I think at least until day 3, he was right up in the mix. Yeah.
Ever since he got that D3 back in New Zealand, had some Timbo and luck on it.
Oh, I did find a Luke Humphries D3 in the lost and found box, and I just thought maybe this disc was never found. But no, I couldn't do it.
Well, we did have a bit of a deeper look here, Kyle. What have you found here in relation to, I think it's Vino's post?
Yeah, it's Vino's post, and the top comment is Isaac Robinson saying, "Did not see that coming," and then Gannon Burr with "Me neither." So I don't know if we're going to see a feature of that on the next vlog or not, but I thought it was quite funny to keep him guessing, and then we saw some more from Isaac.
We did. We saw Disc Golf Fanatic, who's I think a mate of Matty Faz out of Estonia, I think. There's also rumours Isaac Robinson, 2023 World Champ, is also thinking of leaving Prodigy, and Isaac himself has responded, Disc Golf Fanatic, I told your mum not to mention that to anyone. So, I don't know Isaac very well. I don't know if you, Tim, if your monthly Zoom with all the Prodigy players. Yeah. Jason finds it weird when I make mum jokes to him, though, so I don't quite know what's going on there. But yeah, Tim, your monthly Zoom with all the Prodigy team, I don't know, I wouldn't have thought Isaac had that in him, but there you go. Have you seen that side of Isaac before?
No, but I'm glad. It's good to see that side. That's funny. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Love it when players just come out and just call the rumours what they are.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, on your monthly catch-up with Prodigy,
Here we go. Yeah.
I'm deeply concerned about all these players leaving Prodigy, and I don't want you to be lonely.
Okay.
Because I think that's the last thing you want. So, as everyone knows on the Park Club, that tunes into the Park Clubhouse every episode, it's got me thinking, Tim. When I get thinking, I get creative. And what I'm looking forward into the future is the Prodigy Christmas Party 2024. Okay. All right. Now, I'm deeply concerned about it, but I've put in a lot of thought, and I've tried to forecast what the Prodigy Christmas Party is going to be like. So, and then there's a few problems. So, Ash, if we could just bring up the okay. So, as you can see, someone's gone in and decorated. That's with all the spare money they've got, obviously. So first to arrive is Will Shoestrick.
Yeah. There he is.
There he is with a couple of
the disc.
Yep. A couple of champagnes on arrival.
Right, yeah, keep going. I've got to plug in my computer.
So yeah, he's first to arrive at the Prodigy Christmas party. So he's turned up. So it's at least there's someone there because there's a hell of a lot of presents there. Next to arrive, Qld Open.
It is
Qld
Kale.
He's still running the show.
There he is. So he's there. So we've got a couple of people. Will's got someone to talk to, which is good. There's a couple of guys on their way in who we know will be there. Isaac and Ezra, of course. There they are. So all of a sudden, the Christmas party is looking okay, but there's still only 4 people there. Next to arrive is Humper,
my man.
of course.
Yep.
Yep, he wouldn't miss a party. He's bought a couple of tacos as well, wouldn't he?
Are they
tacos? Burritos, yeah. Quesadillas.
They'd be for Hoagie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But we are running thin at the Prodigy Christmas party for Tim. So next to arrive is, let's see who that is. Oh,
hey, here we go. There we go.
So it's starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel. I'm not sure. We've just got an RSVP from Phil Morgan. He's not coming.
Oh, poor
So there'll be no Phil. But the biggest problem with the party, if we could just move forward to the next.
Oh, no KJ.
We haven't got a DJ.
No KJ.
So the Christmas party at Prodigy is not going to be all that fun. So I don't know if you want to attend, but I mean, I don't know. Does that look like a good party to you?
It actually looks like a cracking party. I would go to that party in a heartbeat.
Do you know a DJ?
Oh, Herbo, how do you go on the?
I don't know, mate. I like my playlists.
Yeah.
I'm not great on the decks, as you can tell from the audio on this show. So
Look, Prodigy's got amazing sales, 60% off everything at the
Yes.
moment. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of Prodigy converts. Maybe or maybe Al up in the Gold Coast. He wants a fresh change, new bag. Maybe we could invite Al.
Yeah.
Possibly. He could probably get on the decks too. So yeah. Anyway, just thought that was my rundown of the project. Let me know if it's any different. But
No,
that's the way I've seen it.
That's spot on.
Yeah,
That is absolutely spot on.
Yeah, well, that's what we thought. Hopefully they can get a few more people at the Christmas party and find someone to spin some tunes out there by the time Tim surely gets an invite later in the year. We're going to move on now. We had a small but legendary tournament went down in Geelong over the weekend. And while it wasn't part of the Vic Tour, it's worth having a quick chat about, as a few of the boys here on the couch actually got the chance to play. So, Jace, I think you're going to take us through the Barwon Valley Bash. Tell us what that is.
The Barwon Valley Bash was played down at Barwon Valley Disc Golf Course.
Okay.
In Geelong, down there on the Barwon River. Is that right?
Spot on. Yep.
Okay, I'm going well so far.
Very well.
It's been going for how long?
I have no idea.
Yep.
No idea. But it's a great track, Barn.
It is.
That's where I started. So I started playing disc golf. I lived 5 minutes from there.
I'm just going to answer this. Why do so many Geelong people talk badly of it?
I think
I don't mind it.
I think for me it's forehands for 90% of the hole.
Yeah.
So that's why I exclusively threw forehand for the first 2 years of playing disc golf. And it's one of those, I think it's because it's so a bit shorter, a bit open. You don't really get a lot of putting practice. Like you either park the hole or you're outside C2 layup and park. Like I've had rounds there where you get to the second last hole and you have your first C1 X putt.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yep. No, fair enough. So yeah, that was on Saturday. Was it Saturday?
Yeah, it was, absolutely.
It was quite cold, was it not?
Freezing in the morning.
it was God.
It was pretty bitter. We started early, but
That was
Frost.
good. That was good weather as far as
weather
the
was
go.
pretty good. Yeah, I played there in some howling wind.
Yeah, the wind is normally up.
So yeah, and the course was in reasonable nick. Apart from the baskets that are just are they sinking?
They are sinking, and
Did they start out that high? Or?
I have always had them that low, which
Yeah,
is why when I always played 20s, I was missing low for like the longest time because I only played Barwon Valley. I'm used to putting like at the belly button height, and now all of a sudden you've got to aim chest height. But yeah, I think they're getting worse, particularly hole 6. That basket is it's going to be underground soon.
Oh, yes.
You'll be rolling it into the chains.
Yeah.
It's pretty low.
Would you say with that basket height, would you say that's probably the fault of perhaps a local disc manufacturer, a disc basket manufacturer in Geelong?
Always Fergie's fault.
Yeah.
Always.
So, yeah.
I think the baskets cop a lot of flack too. I think they might be Mark 3s or something.
Yeah.
The old school
Mark
ones.
2s or Mark 3s. Yeah.
They're good baskets.
Yeah, I like them. I didn't have a problem.
Just one basket that catches this thing.
That's it.
Well, let's have a look at how people went, Jake. We're going to roll it up from MA4. Take us through the winners and
MA4 went down to a playoff, I believe.
Most divisions did.
Tobias Weber over Mark Rifle.
Yeah, the Rifleman.
Yeah.
See a local Geelong boy?
He is. He gets around Barwon Valley on his one wheel. Very, very smooth operator.
He's lost
Rifleman.
me. He's lost me.
So, yeah, pretty tight tussle there, but well done, Tobias Weber, MA4.
So we'll move up to MA3.
MA3 was won by one whose name is too long to fit onto the graphic.
Precisely, yep.
One who played a bit of Stony League over the summer. He hasn't been playing long.
No.
It's been playing. It's one of those annoying guys that's been playing a little while and just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
+3 over 2 rounds at Barwon Valley for a newbie. That's good scoring.
6 months or something. He's been
Yeah,
playing.
that's good
so
scoring.
well done, one. And Ash coming in second.
Actually, I think I might have seen one of Juan's scorecards, and he had what 17 pars and 1 birdie.
Correct.
One round? Yeah.
Well, I played in the first round. And he had 17 pars and 1 bogey.
1 bogey. There you go.
Yeah.
He would
His
have.
second round was much the same.
That bogey would have hurt.
No birdie.
Yeah.
So no birdie
No birdie.
for the entire week,
Yeah.
the entire day. But a couple of bogeys. So
What's better for you boys? 18 straight pars or 9 birdies, 9 bogeys?
I want to get birdies. I like birdies.
You need them.
I think I got 3 on the weekend. That was nice.
Something about a bogey-free round though feels good.
Yeah. I 100%. I'm play for par disc golfer at this point. I'm get it out there, pitch it up, and tap it in. That's my game. So I'm happy with 18 pars. Believe me. I like.
Me too.
You know, I'll go for 4 or 5 holes on a course. You know, I'll go for your Melbourne Disc Golf Club 67-metre par threes.
You say this, but I remember from our pre-Inverley episode, you were asked whether you would prefer 1 birdie on the gold or 10 birdies on the red, and you comfortably said 10 birdies on the red.
That is a choice. If that's a choice between number of birdies, if I'm to get birdies, hang on, I'm vain. If I'm to go for birdies, I want to get them. You know, if I've got a choice between 1 birdie or 10 birdies, yeah, mate, any birdie is as satisfying as another for me.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I run anything inside C3 for birdie. I'm sorry, that's just how I play disc golf.
As you should.
But I find, especially at MA3, even MA2 level, where you're good enough to sort of pump a basket, like pump a fairway of 90 to 100 metres and put it in the circle. You know, what am I trying to say? If you play for par and take your birdies where you can get them, you're going to be in the mix. Is my thought, especially at Barwon, and that's exactly what happened with me and Juan on the weekend. And then I did not do that in round 2. But Juan turned around to me during round 2 and said, new disc golfer, and he turned around to me and said, "Oh, when are you supposed to go up divisions?" And you know, being the guy 6 shots behind him, I'm like, "Oh, next
yesterday."
Last morning would have been good.
But,
he was supposed to do that yesterday, Juan.
But he turned around to me and said, "Yeah, I think I might go MA2 now for the next Melbourne tournament." I'm like, "You beauty. Thanks, Juan. That's another one out the way. I'll just wait for them all to go up and see you later." But great win from Juan and Duncan McIntosh. I tried. Yeah, Dunk the skunk. I did everything I could to give that second place to Duncan McIntosh, but he refused to take it. So, yeah.
Sounds like the skunk.
Yeah, it's definitely his work. What have we got here? We've got FA1. Yeah, FA1.
FA2. So that was won by Anita over Emma, who Emma took a 5-shot lead into round 2. And
flipped it around. I
think took 4 shots in the last 3 holes of her. So well done, Anita. Up to FA1 now. She's just sort of working her way up the divisions, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
I'm half expecting an FPO debut by the end of the year.
Ooh.
I reckon.
Scoop. I like it.
It might be for one of the smaller tournaments, but I can see it.
Just test the waters, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
Maybe get a cheapie. Maybe try see how it goes. But there's potential there.
I definitely
great
do that
deal.
when no one else was in FPO. I was going to do my first dip my time in the water.
Yeah.
Just wait till there wasn't anyone else, and then I'd do it.
Well, that's what I tried to do on New Year's Day at Bald Hill. That's what I tried to do on New Year's Day. I went, beauty, MA40, you know, I'll sneak into MA40 and play a cheeky little event. Fucking Lee Thompson turns up, doesn't he? And, you know, the next one, yeah.
Bloody Lee.
Yeah.
Didn't you win hot start in the playoff?
I did win it in
That's
the
what
playoff.
he was hoping you'd ask.
Yeah.
Well,
But,
sorry, but I don't know.
the only people to beat Lee Thompson.
I was the one to put that footage up on our channel, so I can remember it because I had to watch every shot. It was painful.
He blames his shoes, Ash, just so you know.
Yeah,
For
right.
that shoe blowout.
Yeah, okay.
And that's his excuse.
So anyway, Barwon Valley Bash.
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, I didn't win that one, so let's talk about someone else. All right, no. MA1, we're getting some red scores now.
Yeah, Chris Hart, -8 over Ethan Lewis, 5 down. Troy Farron 1 under. So big round from Chris Hart.
Massive.
Absolutely.
His home track.
It's his home track. He lives. It's hard to live closer to Barwon Valley than me, but he lives closer to Barwon Valley than me, and loves his forehands. So, but he actually he was the TD. He asked him to TD like a day before the comp.
Yeah.
So maybe that stops the TD curse. I don't know. But 8 down's a great score for Chris.
It's huge because he was nowhere near it after round 1, wasn't he? He was. I think Narada was in front, and then there was someone else.
He went 7-3-9, I believe.
Yeah.
It was something crazy. He was killing it.
Wow.
Yeah,
well done, Chris Hart.
That's what. There we go. Let's see how the other Hart went, and have a look at MPO.
Mind the
So
gap.
pretty big round. It's a couple of rounds from Dylan Feldman. Did you play with him?
Yeah, sorry, I can't look over the fact that I believe I was tied for third with Ryan Milosh Michelle. And you've just absolutely cut him off the graphic there.
Did you do a playoff for third?
We did not, no.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry, Ryan Michelle. Tim's going to be on the couch, so he gets on the graphic, mate. But congrats to Ryan Michelle, tied for third. That's very gracious.
Yeah, no, Dill absolutely shredded though. Like he just played
Something
immaculate.
like a 10:30 tournament from him.
Yeah, that's and I think deserving too. Like Barwon Valley is a sneakily difficult track to get 12. What shoot 12 and 11?
Yeah,
great scores.
I reckon I've
Fantastic
almost seen Ryan Hart come second more than I've seen Dave Berry come second.
Yeah, exactly.
Second place,
Yeah.
Ryan Hart, does he?
He does
And
not.
he flies home for second too.
I wouldn't expect anything less. He does play Barwon Valley a lot. Dylan does as well. There were rounds back, like before Dylan had a car, his sister worked across the road from Barwon Valley. So he'd get a ride to the course with her. She'd work all day and then she'd drive him home. And Dylan would just be playing Barwon Valley.
Jesus.
So very, very good at that track. And Ryan Hart too. Like I saw him riding his bike to Barwon Valley this afternoon. And I'm going to pick up my son from Kinder.
Yeah.
They love it.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a good little tournament.
Yeah. What did you learn, Jace? Did you got any key takeaways from the Barwon Valley Bash?
You know, I didn't do 3 things I learned because I forgot.
Okay.
But no, I haven't got anything.
Okay.
Did you put a disc in the river at all?
No.
No?
The one thing I learned is how Tim managed to lose a disc at Barwon Valley. I mean, it's weird.
It made its way into the river. My dad found it.
Yeah.
But I was mystified, Jace. I was looking for 45 minutes. I turned over every leaf. And I had a cursory glance at the river. I'm like, there's no way that shot got in the river. And apparently it got in the river. So I don't know.
I played second round with your dad, actually. And one thing I did learn is that when Terry's throwing, if you move his cart and put it behind a tree, he's got absolutely
That's funny.
We were halfway to the fairway and he was looking behind every tree.
Oh, I'm going to remember that.
Yeah, I got to play round 1 with Terry, and it was a lot of fun. Terry's favourite call is usually when he's halfway down the fairway asking you if he's outside the circle. You know, he enjoys that one.
Oh, it was funny because I was playing with Brett and Roland and Terry, so it was like for the first time in my disc golf career, I was the youngest on the card.
There you go.
And when I hit Terry's trolley from him, he immediately didn't look at the other two. He just immediately looked at me and said, "What's the put?" So you it's me.
It's funny, Dad, like asking about inside, outside the circle. I do that, but when I'm at 5 meters.
Yeah.
Because the boys know, if you ask, people will say, oh, yeah, you can have outside.
Yeah, they're picking up what you want.
Yeah. Except Dylan. Dylan, like, the mode that guy putts, he's in 40 meters, he's in C1.
Yeah, he's more dangerous than C2, isn't he?
Matty Faz just letting Tim know that his legs look better than his
these
on
pegs.
camera.
Pasty whites.
Well, good to hear from you, Matty Faz. All right, so I have forgotten to put it on the run sheet, boys, but I did mention in the chat and in the breakdown of the episode, Tim, you are heading to Queensland next weekend for what?
Queensland Open on the new track, Logan Village Golf Course.
Yeah, what have we heard about it?
Look, I spoke with Lamb, talked it up.
Mm-hmm.
I've also heard that I had a look at the caddy book too. You know, I love to study a caddy book.
It's almost as much as you enjoy going to players' meetings.
That's it. Actually, is that on tonight? No, I'll dial in.
Pre-recorded it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I won't dial in then. I'll watch it when I need to. But the distances look pretty beefy, but I hear there's a lot of elevations. So those 140 metre par threes, hopefully they're not uphill or straight.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
need a little help with those. But no, look, I don't really know anyone that's played it. So
No. I've seen a few videos, but it'll be interesting. We saw a lot of content out of what was it, Pine Rivers last year.
and that is a good course.
That's a
Beautiful.
great.
So this has got some living up to do because that tournament last year and that course was very, very good.
Yeah, it's terrific, wasn't it?
That was a big surprise for us to get up there to Queensland. It was one of our first, aside from the eruption, which is always, a cracker. I think it was one of our first out-of-state tournaments apart from the eruption.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's definitely. Oh, sorry.
Because we hadn't been in New
Building
South Wales at that point. We didn't get to the
We
East
definitely
Coast
came back with
last year.
the Queensland Open saying that, look out, Gambia. This was
up there. Yeah.
Right up there.
And let's not forget, this is where the Timmy Bohan t-shirts debuted.
It was. Right on hole one.
Where they were born.
Yeah.
I still remember rocking up to hole one. I'm like, why on earth are they filming me walk up to the hole one? And with big dumb grins on their faces. Took a few seconds. I'm like, hey, I'm on the t-shirt. Amazing.
Well, we did have them queued up for.
Yeah, it was a missed opportunity, wasn't it, before that? Because I decided that when we found out the Big Open was going to be a 4-day tournament, we decided that the Monday we were going to dress up as Tim Bohan, or put our Tim Bohan t-shirts on, get hammered drunk, and just follow you around the heck of the
I gotta love that.
But we ended up in a film or something on live stream, so we couldn't do it. So we had to delay it to Queensland.
I would have loved that. I love being heckled. Makes me play better. That's why I suck in tourneys. Everyone's too serious.
Yep. Well, we'll have a quick look at. I'll bring up the thing, boys. If you had a chance to have a look at the field for the Kingsland Open, I guess it is now, isn't it? Have we had a look at the field yet, boys? What are our thoughts, Tim? What are your chances? We won't be there, but Tim indeed will be.
It's a strong field. I mean, it's hard to look past Dill after he just kicked my backside at Barwon Valley. I'm keen to see how Blakey goes, and don't sleep on Big Daddy Dan Frost. Those Canberra boys nicely sandwiched together at 986, 982, 976. So Dan, Austin, Jade, it'll be close. Look, going down the list a bit further, Abra haven't played with Abra for at least a year now.
So Abra was at the last Queensland Open but got injured or ill or something.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, he played one round.
I'm slapping a question mark next to Abra. And Cam McDonald, he's actually a very good disc golfer.
Right.
I can see he's not even a propagator, so that tells me he hasn't played much lately. But he's quite good. He'd be the ones that like looking at the people that I want to beat. It'll be Abra, Cam, and Paulie Phillips too. He'll play well. He'll play well.
He's a unit in Queensland.
Yeah.
We had him on our feature card last
very
year.
Good disc golfer. Yeah.
Very good.
Well, the field that's giving everyone, creating a lot of interest these days is MP40. So what have we got here? Is that Kev Costa, Matt Wallace, Chris Hart, Ryan Johnson. We've got a lot of TDs in this field already. We've got Olatunji Akposani, cop that, Alan Brunstein. We've got, Gavin Cowan, Aaron Currell, Dominic Black, and Mark Boland from T-Rex, and Kai Smythe. So, what are we thinking about that field?
I mean, Ryan Johnson and Gavin Cowan, I think, are a step above the rest. Gavin, I always see him doing very good things at, I always get Logan Home and Logan Gardens mixed up. But one of those courses, Gavin absolutely shreds. But it's hard to not tip Ryan Johnson. He wins everything.
He really does.
I'm actually a little surprised that they're the same rating. So.
Are they? Yeah, he just doesn't go away, does he, Ryan Johnson? He just, real hard to take down and never lets him get away. So, but good to see a lot of TDs, a lot of big names in there, and Olatunji always gives it a run too.
Oh, absolutely.
Big boy and loves to give it a run. MA1.
MA1. Surely Jomo's got to go in as a massive favourite.
Yeah, we got him in rating.
He's highest rated. He's played the course the most out of everyone there. He's in massive MA1 form. I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to the vlog.
Yeah. Well, Josh Morrison, shout out. We did a bit of work with him last year when we were in Queensland. Great guy. Beautiful looking disc golfer, like great form, does a lot of work on it. Looking down there, Tim Davis, Hayden McPherson. I think we've got to be really, we've got to be looking forward to seeing Hayden throw. He doesn't get to play much these days, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's very, very good. So looking at the list, I actually don't know Josh all that well. So I don't know how. That rating's good, 958. You think he'd be a red hot favourite, but. My eyes immediately went to Timmy Davis and Hayden McPherson because they're the players I know. And if the deck is relatively open, which I hear that it is, I think Tim Davis and Hayden McPherson do quite well.
Big shout out while we're in MA1 as well. Broden, put a tawny together, mate, please. Just beat Camille, please.
Yeah.
We've seen Camille's story. He's in career worst form. Just get it done, mate.
I think that's the pass mark in MA1, isn't it? Beating Camilo Bratansky.
Shout out to Camille though. Like he's got to have the best Instagram account going around at the moment, right?
It's persistent, isn't it?
I like it. That is must see content as far as I'm concerned.
I think it's Can Plays DG is the account. Yeah.
He's been churning some content. It's great.
I almost watch his stuff more than I watch my own stuff, which is insane.
We won the tip.
Oh, mate.
God.
You don't watch anything more than you watch your own stuff.
Yeah, I'm lying there.
How many times have you watched the Ace from Melbourne Celebrates, Tim?
A lot. Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
FA1, we've got Claire Bruton, Sam Ockerby, Leah Manning, and Kirsten. It's Kirsten, isn't it? I've heard Kristen and Kirsten, but it's Kirsten, isn't it?
It's
Murray.
Kirsten.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's my tip.
Yeah. She's playing some disc golf, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Australian team, I think, later in the year.
She certainly is, yeah.
So, yeah, it's hard to go past Kirsten there, I think. MA40, Matt Beard, Todd Chapman, Mitch Graham. Oh, he's jumped out of MA3 into MA40. The dirty dog. Is it Bendy McDonald?
Bendel.
Bendel McDonald. Okay. Wade O'Shaughnessy, Brizzy Wade. Good on your mate. Blair Street, John Schlabom. What do we think, boys?
Bendel can play.
Yeah.
Don't know the top two, Matt and Mitch.
Beardy coming over from WA. He's going to be up there.
That's WA Beardy. Yeah.
So
So
I'm giving a big first round. Big first round for John Schlabom, and it depends which night the players' function is, really, doesn't it?
which not poking ideas. Yeah.
But yeah, good field there. FA40 for me. Look, it's the you know.
Usual suspect.
What's the word I'm looking for? I want to see Tanya Bean win.
Yeah.
Sentimental favourite is Tanya Bean. New home state. FA40, first time I've seen her there. Want to see what Tanya can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Always good to see a TB get up.
Yeah.
Follow TB.
Well, that's the thing. We say Bean and Bohan, but we hear Bohan and Bohan everywhere. Can you settle it once and for all for a sim?
It's my name's almost pronounced with a W, Bohan.
Yeah.
But
it's just Alan Brunson.
yeah, Bohan.
Tim Bohan.
I've had that all my life. So
Jeff's his name, isn't he? Tim Bohan.
Yeah.
Bohan.
We won't bring up Carol Hartley because that'll confuse Tim.
It does. Yep. Still don't know who that is.
Yep.
But she wins. She always wins.
Yeah. She can throw a frisbee. MA50, Jeff Brunsting doing some work this year. Any other names stick out to you there, gentlemen?
Tim Flanders is playing. Country China. That'd be cool.
Hey?
Oh
yeah.
yeah, he lives over there now.
Okay.
Good rating. Let's go with Timmy.
All right.
Name suit.
Love it. Jeff Brunsby, probably good for a second or third, I'd say. He's doing a lot of work, and it's just, it is a lot of work, isn't it, playing every tournament of the year. What do we see here, boys?
Kyle's excited about something.
I see Keegan Brady in there. Now, we know...
One or two people.
We know that Jade has retired a lot of his old Discmania.
Mm-hmm.
Boys, we've found the new bag of the Discmania. Keegan is going to be out there with some museum pieces.
Is that Jade's younger brother? Yeah, right. I didn't know there was one. Okay.
You don't know Keeks. Keeks is great value.
Yeah, so...
But top of the list, Aldo, doubling down in MA2 again. Caused a little bit of a stir when he did that a couple of tourneys ago, but he's easily my shout.
Yeah.
He's a 950 disc golfer in disguise, Aldo.
Is it?
Well, Alex.
923?
Alex Tame, yep.
Yeah, right. There we go. Yeah, I've got it in order. Yeah, no, that's all right. We've got Tim's eyes just automatically sort the sheet into order.
Yeah.
Love it. Jace, we've got our boy Tim Stevenson down there as well. It'd be good to see him, Tim Stevenson.
Yep, generic old disc golf guy.
Sorry, actually, I'll interrupt our Tawny highlight now. Do you want to bring up a comment from
This Terry's coming.
Dad's roasting me.
Dad's roasting him halfway up. There you go.
All right, let's have a look. Terry Bowen, hi, just listening and enjoying the show. Tim's mum wants to know why he isn't at home making a cheesecake for his wife's birthday.
Because, Dad, I made them. Record show. He knows I was making one.
Don't turn up there. Your wife might be watching, Tim.
It's in the fridge, Jace. She's seen it.
Is it Kat's birthday tonight, Tim?
No, it's on the 30th. It's actually his birthday first. His birthday, well, tomorrow, what day are we? Tomorrow is Dad's birthday.
Terry still has birthdays, does he?
He does.
Wonderful. Love it. Well, thanks for watching, Terry. Good on you, mate. Let's TB equals tuberculosis.
Thanks, Matty.
Matty Faz, the health teacher.
Good to know.
All right, let's get through the rest of these. Hang on.
Dylan Feldman.
I'm not even going to read it first.
Okay.
Or a pad for me.
Oh, yeah.
You know why?
I have a path. Yeah, we had a. Oh, it's a long story, but it basically boils down to the fact that I don't really rate pav loaders.
No, it's fair.
Maybe un-Australian to me. But we had a bet in New Zealand. Anyone aces on camera, I'll make him a pav.
Yep.
And no one got one in New Zealand, but Dill, I think Sizzler was the very next tourney, and he got an ace, so I owe him a pav.
Bloody hell.
It's coming in the mail, mate.
Spoiler warning. But, yeah, I think everyone knows about it. But, okay, that's where I've heard the pav joke getting around.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from. I feel part of the crowd now. That's awesome.
I did slip it into the Sizzler commentary with no clarification, so people will have absolutely no context for it, which would be good. Dill will laugh, though.
You heard it here, guys. That's Tim from the tee off. He's done the Sizzler commentary.
Please, stop roasting me. We did it so quick. So quick.
You did do it, Joker.
It's in the can. It's ready to go. I think we're just waiting for a gap in the gatekeeper schedule to get it out there.
That's it. They're
And
posting
it's
too much Disc Golf Valley. Every notification I get, I'm like, maybe they posted it. No, it's someone playing Disc Golf Valley.
I think it was Liam Ongle today made his own little meme, and yeah, that hit pretty close to home.
Yeah.
LA Disc Golf. Have a look at that. But yeah, it's coming, guys. It's coming. You will be seeing it very soon, and very soon after that, you'll be seeing Tassie, Wallaby Hill, and Vic Open. Pretty soon after that, we've got a couple of little tournaments that we've got in the meantime. We've got the Fantasy Park Open, which is a bunch of wizards playing a course on a castle, I think, and we've also got the Opkins Isa from Warrnambool, which will be up there too. So FA2, we got Margaret Trail, we got Sarah, maybe. Yep, Nicole George Nicole George and Michaela Warren. That's a card. That's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Feel like I shout out Sarah Maybe a lot, so she's in winning form. But I'm gonna have to go with our Heiser Flight own Michaela Warren for the win.
Definitely haven't seen much of Michaela on the course this year. For mine, not sure why, but has taken down some big tourneys in the past. Queensland Open last year, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was first or second. Yeah.
I had a round with her and her partner at Inverleigh. They both can throw, so.
Yeah. Nice. All right. MA3, the one that God, where's my cursor gone? The one that we all that's a big fear.
Has to be David Eames, doesn't it?
Is David Eames there? Is he?
Yes.
Gate. Where's Gate? There he is.
David Eames, yeah, right down here. Melbourne's own, now Queensland's own. Mr. Everywhere, David Eames.
No, I found my favourite, mate.
Okay, what's your tip, Cop?
Way down the bottom, we've got Mr. Riley Pedler.
Riley Pedler.
Let's go.
I love this list though.
Yeah.
Like there's like 6 people with no PDGA number, and then there's like another 10 that have they're not propagators. So you can see all their ratings not bolded.
Yeah.
That wild card.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's. I find MA3 in other states is much like MA4 in Victoria.
Okay.
Now, you got a lot of blokes that MA4 they play their first tournament and head up to MA3, and so anything can happen in MA3 in other states other than Victoria, where MA3 is like basically MPO for the rest of us.
When was it that MA3 was sort of introduced in Australia? It was only like a year or two ago, right?
Yeah.
It was MA4, MA2, and then MA1.
Yeah, MA3 is relatively new.
They slipped MA3 in there.
So yeah, you get a lot in MA3 elsewhere, and perhaps that's why. But I'm looking down that list, and there's not a bad card there from the blokes I know. Maxi Tats has been playing well, but it's anyone's game.
Yep, that's an absolute raffle.
MA4, the Battlers Princes of Disc Golf. What do we got? I don't know anyone here. Oh, Finley Atkinson. Yeah, I've heard that name before. Anyone's game. I don't know. Highest rated.
Let's go with Josiah Draper.
Josiah Draper after Sammy Draper. Love it. All right. FA4, have we got anyone there? And Dooley, Rachel Kerrigan, Jade Harrison, yeah.
Oh, Jade will take that out.
Jade will take it out. And the juniors, I reckon Joe Paul. Joe Paul can throw a disc.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's 895 rated. No,
Yeah.
he'll be in the 9s imminently.
Yeah.
He can throw.
Can throw. And Lily Nicholson from Gambia, of the Gambia Nicholsons. Not the other sister's not there this time, so probably got this win to herself.
Is she the Gambia one, or is she no?
Oh, no, hang on, sorry.
She's the Moron one.
The Moron one,
Yeah.
that's right. Gosh, yes, sorry. I saw Nicholson and went Gambia.
Yeah, no, you might be right. I'm not sure.
I think you're right. That's Lily Nicholson.
Orange. So
Yeah, you're right.
Orange, yeah, right. No, that's good correction.
Fair drive to Gambia every day.
That was a fair hike.
So here we are.
1-year-old.
Queensland Open.
It's
Jade Brady.
that's going on.
They just made my day. Plenty of work going in the chat. A 20 without Park is a 20 not worth happening. Yeah, Ollie, look, mate. Sorry, it's a lot of money to get us to get ourselves on the road and get to a tournament, and a lot of organisation. We've obviously been to a lot this year, look, hopefully there's someone there to film it. We just couldn't make it work with Queensland Open, and so we will not be there, unfortunately, but we will be. We've got the big wet coming up. We're going over to WA. We've been talking to Reese over at Pine Lines, or Reese at Sunset Disc Golf Club for Pine Lines. So we've got some big plans for over to WA, and we'll be at all the majors for the rest of the year, and of course Nationals. So what is ADG doing? I don't know. It's a loaded question there, Frosty. The big wet will be.
That's okay. I said it in the comments before, but Dan, Jade, don't waste your lead card experiences at Queensland. Give us some content.
Dill's asking, who did we tip for MPO? Dill, I tipped you, mate. Like, you just smacked me at Barwon Valley. Of course I'm going to tip you.
He has to. And we agree. That's Dan Frost, the highest rated Canberran disc golfer, I believe, at the moment. Filming the highest level of disc golf in Oz is good for growing the sport. We agree, Dan. That's why we do it. But yeah, we can't. Look, no shade on Queensland Open. Please don't make it sound. Please don't hope it's not coming across that way. It's just we didn't want to spend all of our own money getting there, and just couldn't quite make it work.
We're too poor, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, if I can make disc golf my job, I'll be at every one of them. But until that point,
But
Are you guys telling me I'm not getting paid for this? I'd be.
Manscaped hasn't jumped on the pod yet. So,
I guess if we want to push a silver lining to it, TDs, if you are out there, Reese and Sunset Disc Golf have reached out to us and found ways to sort of get us over there and make it work. And we never want to take anything from a tournament. We never want to take money from the players' pot and all of that sort of stuff. We wouldn't dare. Actually, we could do it while Bainey's overseas. But no, we wouldn't dare. That's never been in our ethos. But if there are ways, TDs, that you can work with us to help us get there, we're happy to pay our way and work for it and sell things and do those sorts of things. But yeah, this is an expensive hobby as it is at this stage. So yeah, if we can't work with the tournament to get there, then we can't get there. So that's how it is. Get the parked movement moving. Thanks, Ollie. What about them? What about them not TD?
Talking about the ADG.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Look, ADG. I don't know. They've got their own things. Yeah, it's not only Queensland Open, it's ADG, in my opinion. TDs can work under an ADG strategy. Support you guys. I'd love to see it, Frosty, and indeed anyone that wants to get out there and film disc golf, and anyone that wants to sort of get disc golf out there. I'd love to see grants. I'd love to see some of the money that we put into, that all of us players put into the sport, being used to benefit everyone. I'm all for it.
I've got a question for Dan. What are you going to hit at Queensland Open? He like pinballed off 2 branches of a tree and in an eruption.
Coconut palm or
He
something?
hit a car at Sizzler and came back in bounds. Unbelievable. So what are you going to hit at Queensland, Dan? You'll find something.
He will. I don't know, maybe a croc. I feel like that'd be good for the content.
That would be good.
The wife appreciates the colour coordinated this rack, FYI. Thanks, Dylan. That's a pretty new addition.
It was a lot neater before I sifted through it.
There is someone in my life currently that does appreciate that as well, so I've put a lot of effort into it. And also Matty Faz, who I live with, is colourblind, so every time he takes a disc off the rack to play with it, he has no idea where to put it back, which I get a lot of enjoyment out of as well.
Frosty's got a tip for you, Tim. How do you feel about this? Oh, no, not that one.
Oh, get an ADG rep on next Clubhouse. That was me until
Luke Turnbull.
3 months ago. I'm going to get a big prawn. So, Frosty has, you heard it here first on the Clubhouse. Frosty's hitting the big prawn. All right. Now, we want to spend, we do want to spend, thank you for all the love, guys, and we appreciate that. And yeah, if there are things out there, we're happy to work with you. So hit us up and let us know. We can do that. Tim, we've got you here. We've been piling into him all night, and indeed for the last 10 episodes. So it's time to have a chat with our guest from down the highway, Tim Bohan. So Tim, how are you feeling to be disc golf this year? I'm going to kick it off. How are you feeling to be disc golf this year? You're known as the guy that, you know, it has more events on your PDGA page than the ADG sanctioned events page.
That's it.
So how are you feeling? We haven't seen you as much at smaller events this year, I think it's fair to say. How are you feeling? How are the priorities? And, you know, how's disc golf fitting into your life at the moment?
Feeling pretty good.
Yep.
I have missed a few events this year just from scheduling conflicts. Right. Wedding, not happy with that. Had a little holiday as well. Missed Hopkins Heiser, I believe.
Yep.
And the roughy ones. So missed a few ones that I would have liked to have made. But no, game's feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this part of the year when it's cold. Like, I am a fair weather disc golfer in every aspect. That's why I always play my best over summer.
Yep.
So as long as I get through this cold part of the year, I can enjoy the back end of the season. It'll be good. No, I'm feeling good. Changed my putt in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't worked on anything else. So
You still leaving them short?
no, I'm hitting the band a lot.
Let's go.
Still off by an inch, left, right, up or down. But no, I did work. I've gone full straddle, so that's been good. Actually, looking forward to putting. I really should work on some form and get the backhands and forehands going a bit further, but I just never do that. I did buy a net when I had Reese Wiz and Blake stay at my house for them to use, and they've used it more than I have.
Wow.
But the putt's feeling good, so.
Love it. And so, look, a lot of us have only started playing recently, you know, on this couch here. And so when we came into the game, it's and I should say, Jason and I have made this comment often, that we're very aware, you know, we've got relationships with a lot of the MPO players and higher level players and stuff, purely because we're there filming them, and we're there, you know, we hang out with Ozzy and Jade when we're at tournaments, we, you know, have a chat to Bainey and all of that sort of stuff. But we've always said there's one guy who would have given us the time of day whether we were filming him or not, and he did from day one, and that's you, Tim. Is that something that's important to you as part of the game and you see as you know, part of your role as, you know, quote unquote Tim Bohan from the tee off, an MPO player and all that? Is that part of your role in the game as you see it, or is that something that's important to you, or is that just you as a bloke?
I feel like it's just me.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really feel like I'm doing anything out of the ordinary. But no, I also enjoy it. It's good doing these other things as well outside of actually playing the sport.
Good. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. You have been pretty ill lately, Tim.
I've been good lately.
When I saw you,
In recent times.
I'm a touch wood there, but
Yeah.
I think I remember mentioning to you in Believe when you said you haven't been well, that I feel like you haven't been well for 12 months.
It's been like about 2 years.
How's that going, mate?
It's heaps better. Heaps better. I actually was sick, like, I feel like more than I was healthy last year. And nothing like too serious, but just flus and colds and random stuff. I actually went and got a blood test. I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with me. And it turns out there was nothing wrong with me. The doctor said, have you got kids in childcare? Yes, and that's all it is. So childcare, kinder, and just like the last 6 months been quite good.
Did he ask you if you threw Prodigy as well?
This is pre-Prodigy. Caught something from the H3V2. Sounds like COVID-19.
I'm just glad you know what it is now, Tim, because I remember making a suggestion to the Tee Off podcast on underrated discs, and you read it out on the pod, and you were like, "The what?"
Yeah, that's it.
So look, I'm glad we've made strides in that, and
Mate,
strides in your health as well.
I still much prefer throwing things with names, but I have learned a lot about the Prodigy discs. Still ones I don't know. Yeah, but
Look,
anyway.
I'm almost counting on that. So
But no, happy to be healthy. I'm not fit, which doesn't help things. But you know, the kids are getting a little bit older. I'd love to say that they're sleeping through the nights, because that's probably what hurts your immune system the most, is just not getting
Absolutely,
sleep.
lack of sleep.
So shout out to anyone in MPO that actually has kids, because it is a huge burden that makes it a lot harder to actually get out there and do the things you want to do. But no, been good lately.
It's good to hear.
Good to hear. James, have you got? Oh, you've got those ones queued up. I want to hear just a bit about. I know Prodigy cops a lot of flack. It certainly has at the moment. But Tim, a bit about your decision to, because it was a surprise to me when I heard it announced on what's the name of that podcast?
rollers.
Rollers, no. The Tee Off. You can find it on Spotify and wherever you get your good podcasts and all of that. Follow.
Oh, the Tee Off.
What?
I haven't got a name for it.
All right. But it was a big surprise to me. It was not what I was expecting to hear. How did that come about?
Well, I've got to give a huge thank you to Hayden McPherson from Ausdis and Hides of Flight. He suggested it, and I was at the point where, you know, I'm not at the top of MPO by any stretch of the imagination, so I'm not going to get these sponsors running out and coming to ask to sponsor me. And he suggested Prodigy because he's got a relationship with them and with Will Shoestreet. And he put my name out there, and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what, not a lot of people are throwing Prodigy in Australia. I was ready for a new, a change of things, because I've basically been throwing the same discs for the entire time that I've been playing disc golf.
No.
It was just,
It
it was just like whatever, and it wasn't any, I don't have an affiliation with any of the brands. It was just the first discs that I had access to were the ones that stuck in the bag.
Yeah.
I was one of those beginners that went out there and got a Destroyer as my first disc. So there wasn't a progression into the certain discs. I just landed with Innova from the get go, and tried a few Prodigy discs. And once I found, they weren't all winners. Let me put that out there. There were definitely some. Gannon Burr was right about the flashing. I had a couple that were borderline unthrowable, and a few just didn't feel that great in the hands. But I've easily found substitutes and even better discs that I would have liked to have put into my old bag. And
What do you reckon? Like, do you have one that is like more of a favourite than, say, your previous bag? Like, go back in time. What would you have bagged over those discs now that you
the reverbs,
Yeah.
and this is probably not a good time to shout them out because they are very cheap. Go out and buy a reverb. Kevin Jones signature disc. Very, very good. I felt like early days when I was starting out, I could get overstable destroyers without any worry. And then I realised that I feel like the newer ones just progressively were flippier and flippier.
Yeah,
so
right.
constantly trying to find that really overstable, 12 speed. And that's where I put the reverb, even though it is a 13, I'd say I still feel it's around about that 12 mark.
Yep.
Reverb's my favourite. If I had found them back when I was not Prodigy sponsored, I would have definitely put them in the bag.
Yeah, nice.
And other than that, I feel like the A series, so
they're so good.
A1 to A5, very, very good discs. So the A2, I feel like has taken over 3 discs that were in my old bag. Holding the A3 there, very similar. But yeah, the A2 for me is the one that's it's taken over 3 slots from the old bag. So good disc.
Before we get to Jace's on the discs, before we get to Jace's, he's going to take over Matty's spit out tonight with a few random questions for Tim. I just wanted to show you, I throw a lot of Prodigy, and I just wanted to see, this is the file that I use to file down the flashing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see your technique in getting rid of the flashing. That's an FX3 we've got there. Do you have a special technique getting rid of the...
I do.
You do?
And this is amateur stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. What have you
So
got?
I've got the handheld, picture like I don't know, what do you call it? I'm not a
Belt
tradie.
sander?
Sander?
Essentially a belt.
Orbital sander?
Maybe. I'm not a tradie at all. I'm not going to pretend to know what it is. But it's basically like a brick face wide and I can hold it, and I just got my back and forth motion.
Wow,
and spinning the disc. This is that's going to create more flashing. It's too rough.
Oh, well,
yeah.
it's not the actual one I use, but it's hidden back in the thing. But
I used to just pip it along some concrete, get the concrete grader happening. But now I fell from there. But look, to be honest, they're not all like that. It's only been a couple of discs that have been that bad.
Yeah,
but the ones that are bad, there's some shockers.
It's made me not want to throw FX2s entirely. So it's definitely out there. And Matty, as much as it hurts me to say it, it doesn't really hurt me to say it. I'll happily say the same thing as Tim. There's some molds out there that I don't like to throw. That's great. But speaking of sanding technique, boys, you've got tools. I'd rock up to Bald Hill and I just scrape it around on the T-pad in a circular motion. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Game on.
I find it quite therapeutic. I think it was Oscar Felberg asked me when he saw all the Prodigy in my bag. He said, "How do you deal with the flashing?" Or he was in the conversation or something. I said, "I actually find it part of just it's like knocking in a cricket bat. I actually quite enjoy just getting off the little curls of the thing and making it feel right for me. I quite like it."
There was one I literally took a vegetable peeler to. It was that bad.
Yeah,
but most of them have been just great out of the box. Like Reverbs haven't had to touch. A2 haven't had to touch.
No.
The F1 got a great one. Also got one that was not great. So there's a bit of variability there, but some people love that inconsistency between molds, so they can find the run that they like. I'm not a big huge fan of it, so
yeah,
that's what it is.
Who knows? Anything else, Kyle?
I've got stuff for Tim later, but I think we might go to the spit out.
We should actually just ask about the tee off. And Tim, you're obviously part of a very successful Australian disc golf podcast commentary team for Gatekeeper Media, and a lot of I think doing a bit of you're still doing the recaps for Pro Tour events occasionally for Gatekeeper.
We pulled the pin on those,
right?
Just because they weren't really getting a lot of traction.
Okay.
Like I feel like Gatekeeper were trying to scrounge to find more content because they were obviously not covering as many events. And they were already there was already someone doing Disc Golf Daily recap.
Yeah, okay.
So it was kind of, I don't feel like we were getting a lot of people. The idea was to put us out there and hopefully get some more listeners for the tee off. I don't feel like we're getting a lot, so we just sort of pulled the pin on that.
But how did it all come about? Because you were a late addition to the tee off crew, I believe, from my scattered history that people have told me. So how did it all come about? What's the future for the tee off?
Well, it's always been Paddy's baby. I think it started off as Paddy, Fergie, Jazz, and maybe Budgie, or it might have been a few guests rotating in and out. And I always liked doing the commentary. I think the very first commentary I did was with Oscar Felberg and Cut Roll Media. I just reached out when he had. I'm like, can I try it? Like, I was loving Jonas at that time and had a good time with it. And same thing with the pod. I told Paddy I'd love to be on there. We did it a couple of times. I think he had a big hiatus between when he first started it and what we're doing now. And I think just once we got a good routine going and a good structure and committed to doing it regularly, we've just run with it. And big shout out to Matt Hill and the Gordon as well. They've got Matt Hill works at the Gordon, which is a tech school in Geelong, and they've got a state-of-the-art podcast booth, which we were able to use and have access to, and that was a big help along the way as well. Awesome. So we could use that until we got our own equipment.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah, well, it's a very, obviously, I've listened to it from sort of when I started playing and all that, and you sort of notice the evolution and the professionalism, and we were, lucky to be a part of the live episode you guys did at Nationals last year with Andrew Fish instead of Andrew Ferguson. I noticed during that episode, before that episode in the lead-up, Patty was sort of, just working the room. You were pacing, reading your run sheet and sort of pacing back and forth. How are you feeling about to sit next to Fish on the couch? We just met him, 20 minutes before and all of that. And in the lead up to Nationals, how did that episode, that live episode go down for you?
Yeah, pretty nervy at the in the first 5 minutes. I think one of the mics blew up, and all of a sudden, Fish and I are sharing one. So it's probably a good thing. I probably said because I tend to talk over people a lot. If you haven't noticed, it's always one of the comments we get on the commentary videos is, "Can these folks stop talking over the top of each other?" It's mainly me because I just have a poor attention span.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that was. It was always going to be tricky bringing in someone that you're not really you don't have that banter with. But I think Fish did a great job.
And I think the other thing also doing this show now is realizing that everyone has their own pacing and where they're comfortable speaking up in, and it's really hard to balance that having a guest on as well, and even what they're going to say. It's like just when they're going to talk, and leave that awkward silence.
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
it. But doing the live thing, like our tee-off eps always like one take anyway, so they're essentially live. We don't do any rehearsing. We have the sheet in front of us, but generally we're just making it up on the fly because we just simply don't have time to do anything extra. I don't know, Paddy doesn't have the time to do a whole lot of editing, so we just sort of run with it. If we make any large mistakes, we'll fix them. Otherwise, it's just, we're essentially doing a live episode each time.
Love it. Yeah, it was great. It was good to see you guys settled into it quite well, and it was very enjoyable to watch, and I think Fish was a great addition. Certainly contributed more than Ferg does with just the odd dick joke every now and again.
Yeah, that's it. The dick jokes, sexual innuendo, Paddy and Fergie know. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me. I hate it. I'm always saying, boys, leave it. I need to mention it.
Don't worry, I listened to all of Sizzler commentary, and I could definitely feel that.
I've got one more for Tim before I hand over to Jace for the spit out. I think Jason and and a couple others sort of entrance into the Australian disc golf consciousness happened around something you guys were doing on the tee off, which was the Dream 18.
Okay.
And I think you guys.
We got to hole 4.
I think you said hole 2.
Yeah.
You got to hole 4 in the end, but you guys figured out pretty quickly who was behind it. I think, but
it's hole 2 at Stony. Isn't it?
Yeah. It's it's a couple of the most entertaining weeks of my disc golf life, but that's sort of where we started. Is there any plans to, and we promise we won't interfere this time around, is there any plans to pick up the Dream 18 again? What would have been hole 5?
We should. I think it's a difficult thing. We realised quite quickly that the local club bandits, Stony Creek Bandits are one, and there are also others in like Queensland that would just like rally a lot of votes around their particular hole with their local course. Stony Creek hole 2 was up against hole 2 at Crater.
That's why we did it.
One of the best holes you'll ever see.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think maybe we'll have to tweak the rules a little bit, and also we need. It's difficult voting on these things and not having all the visual stuff to back it up. So getting some fly-throughs of holes. Park Media will be able to help with that, I'm sure, with a bit more coverage out there.
Yeah, 100%. There's been we've got fly-throughs of most courses now.
Yeah.
We've got our resident drone pilot sitting on the couch there, Jason, and Kyle is now a drone pilot as well.
Captain.
Force one sitting over here somewhere.
Yeah.
The one that we crashed into a tree. Here it is.
Out of the Sizzler?
Yeah, this is no. We crashed it into hole 5.
It actually fell into the tree. It was there for about a year.
Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding?
It just fell out. Yeah, so that's dead.
What is it?
That was
Big
Park.
Park.
There you go.
Park Force 1.
That's an antique now.
It is.
Yeah. It should be in a museum. Indiana Jones.
If we ever get big enough, it will be, Tim.
Yeah.
It's,
Right alongside the Timmy Bowen t-shirt.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely it was hard to find fly-throughs for holes we wanted, but
Cost me about $1,200 at an exercise.
Oh boy.
we're on the way home from a tournament in Ballarat, I think, and we were listening to the tee off on the way home, and we said, how fucking funny would it be if we put hole 2 at Stony up against hole 2 at Gambia? That'll be next, because Gambia will win for sure. We gave it a run, and it was great. And we were just hoping to get a few more listeners for the tee off, obviously, not attention for ourselves.
No, it was much appreciated. We never take things too seriously.
Yeah.
Certainly not polls. I think the Dream 18's dear to Paddy's heart, but I was happy to see some stuff get thrown in there. And I got to shout out Ryan Budge. Like, I've never played hole 2 at the new Stony.
Yeah.
I bogeyed it in my first attempt. Budgie aced it. And then he aced another hole like 2 or 3 holes later. He's on a mission.
I think you missing the putt to bogey hole 2 at Stony is the profile picture for our Stony League chat still.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh. Am I still called Timmy 3-putt in that chat or the Melbourne chat?
Definitely.
No, I think it's 10 Bowen, actually.
Oh, it's 10 Bowen.
It might be 10 Bowen.
Fitting.
All right. Jace, you've got the spit out, so 5 or 6 rapid fire questions
Yeah, so
for him. They could be about anything.
It's about anything.
Okay.
The spit out. And it's more, as Matty explained, and this is Matty's segment that he usually does when I have a crack at it in his absence. It's more to get to know the person off the disc golf course. So just say what pops into your head. Don't think about it too much.
I never do.
No, I was going to say that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So, Tim Bohan, welcome to the Spit Out. Question 1. What is your, and I don't imagine this would apply to you, but what's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, I've actually never, ever done
I knew that was going to be the answer, but if you had to pick one.
It'd be something from Disney. I feel like I'm singing one of the Aladdin songs, One Jump Ahead, pretty good right now.
Love it.
Yeah.
Nice. That's not where I saw that going.
I've got 2 kids, Ash, 2 kids.
I love it.
Aladdin gets a lot of runs in our house.
Question 2. Favourite childhood TV show?
Childhood TV show, Dragon Ball Z, or even Dragon Ball Z Pokemon. They were good ones back in the day.
So this is a Channel 10 Cheese TV sort of thing?
Cheese TV, yeah.
Cheese TV. I remember that.
I was even thinking going back to Aggro and Astro Boy, but no, I'm gonna go Dragon Ball.
Yep, fair enough. Now, can you remember a time when you were young where you made your dad, Terry Bohan, absolutely flip his lid, and what did you do?
I do remember, and this is don't call child service. I'm old enough now to get over it. But I do remember being shut in the garage for time out at one point.
Yep.
And I think I was very young. I took one of his tools from the garage and broke the window and got it out.
So what did you done?
I can't remember what I did, but
I bet you can.
I absolutely can't. But look, I never listened, and I feel like I maybe have some sort of ADHD type setup. But I would have been a shocking kid back in the day.
That's 95%
a shocking kid.
Community.
Yeah.
Question 4. Favourite snack food? On the couch, watching a movie or watching something, need something to snack on.
Double coat Tim Tams.
Nice.
Ooh,
Nice.
Solid.
Double coat, did you move from the stock standard to the double coat?
Look, I don't take these things lightly. So this may be a lesson known fact. In the double coat packet, you get 9 biscuits. In the single coat, you get 11. So it was a big trade-off.
It was.
But it's worth it.
They are a thicker biscuit, though.
Yeah.
They're very domey, too, aren't they?
They're quite dangerous. Yeah. So I like them on my biscuit, not on my disc.
I just get real shirty when you bring the double coats to cricket for afternoon tea.
Okay.
Because normal Tim Tams, perfect. There's 11 of them, so everyone gets a Tim Tam.
Best 11, there you go, yeah.
Yeah, two blokes miss out when you bring the double coats.
It's worth it, though.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Whoever's 9th and 10th in the order, they're out.
Now, you've got 2 young children, and they won't be watching now because they'll probably be in bed.
I hope so.
Lloyd and Nancy, just quickly, straight off the bat, which one's your favourite?
I can't answer that. Today, Lloyd. Nancy was a bloody handful.
Last of all, question 6. Do you think our beloved Bombers can win a final in 2024?
No. We're going to lose to Geelong.
Can you just say grand final? He said A final.
No,
come on.
I'm still, if you're clarifying and say A final, it's still no.
Okay. We may even get 2 cracks at it this year.
We might. We're going to get torched by Geelong at the G, going along with Dad. And it's going to be another hard night watching Geelong beat the Bombers.
Well, thank you very much, Tim Bohan. And that was Hochtour the Sphere. Sorry.
No.
Someone told me I should do that.
Matty Faz.
From Matty, I knew we'd appreciate it.
There it is. And Matty Faz has chimed in with the chat with Cheese TV is what they're greater than OnlyFans. Greater than or less than, Kyle?
That's greater than.
That's greater than. Yeah, okay. Good on you, Matty.
I think that Matty's sitting on the couch with his family at the moment watching this too.
Yeah.
I feel like, Matty, if you looked into it, you'd probably find that Jake and Ryan from Cheese TV have OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And that would probably be where the content is at.
Look, we're going to get into the tail end of the show right now. I've got a giveaway to announce, and then we've got everyone's favourite lamb shanks. But we should first hear a quick word from us. thanks to the great Don Carter for standing behind Tim sitting on the couch, standing behind the counter for us in that ad. Tim sitting on the couch, he goes, "Is that Don? Is that Don?" Yeah.
That's good to see Don chipping in.
He never chips in. He always just parks it under the basket. So, yeah, he had a pretty good round the weekend. So, the reason I bring up Guff, we do have these two frisbees here. We used them for disc in a box last week. Guff have kindly supplied them. We've got a Pecker. Pass them down the line there. We've got a Pecker, and it's got a 6 stamp on it. And we've got a prototype agent. We're going to give these away. We will put something on our Instagram this week, and the next episode we will give them away. And all you're going to need to do is like, subscribe, follow us, and comment. Tim, what do you reckon about the agent?
Love it. This, I'm sure they spoke about it on the trilogy toss-off or whatever they called it. Tee off.
Good time. Good time.
I'm sure they spoke about it there, and this is a must-have disc.
Yeah, love this. And the Pecker's got a fantastic stamp on it too. It's a beautiful looking disc. So we'll get some pictures up of them online, and you'll be able to go into the draw to win them for next week. And next week we're actually going to have. What's that sound? What's Matty on about now?
Jade's chimed in with, sorry, but it's all about biker mice for Mars.
Oh.
Great show.
Biker Mice for Mars and Street Sharks. Let's not forget Street Sharks.
Yeah. Samurai Pizza Cats is also up there. So.
Yeah, Samurai Pizza Cats was my brother's favourite show.
Yeah, loved it. Now, so next week, fingers crossed, we've been in conversation with Darren Smith, who's taken 2 of our parked branded frisbees that we got through the Vic Open. And Daz has been doing some incredible dye work on them. So we're hoping to get those off Daz. He's done one that's got our parked logo all over it, all sorts of different ways. And another one, he's trying to give us a bit of a zoetrope feel, where you spin it around and it actually all the logos turn. So he's going for it, and they're going to look fantastic. So we might even play disc in a box next week again when Matty's back with Jace, and see if Jace can go 2-0. But you'll have a chance to win those as well, and we'll tell you how. Keep an eye on our Instagram tomorrow for that. Now, there's only, when it gets to this stage of the evening, there's really only one thing left to do, and that is...
I'm stringing lamb roast.
Serve lamb on Australia Day.
It's coming to play.
Butcher! All right. So, Jace.
Cam? Right? Kyle.
Hello. Sorry, mate.
Welcome, everyone, to the greatest segment in disc golf media in the country, in the world, in the free world, Tim. Now, Tim hasn't seen a damn episode of the Clubhouse. He admitted to us before, but he knows what lamb shanks is. And it's a good reason for that, because it's the greatest segment in the world. So we've got a special edition for you, and I'm going to do my thank you to all those people that sent in lamb shank videos once again, because the segment doesn't survive without you. The email address is going to come up on the bottom of the screen, and you all know where to send them. So get shanking and get sending. I can't wait to see them. So I'm going to do the home viewer segment first this week, and our number one, our leader in the home viewer for supplier of lamb shank videos is none other than the Western Australian young gun, Blake Houston. You know Blake well.
I know him very well.
Blake sends me more shanks than anyone in the country by an absolute mile.
Are they mostly his friend Alex?
Well, they're all his friends.
Okay.
And I'm surprised anyone in Western Australia plays disc golf with Blake, because they usually, as you'll see in the next videos, they usually have him just baiting them from behind. So he's adapted it into Western Australian language, and he's basically behaving exactly how this segment tells you to behave on a disc golf course.
Good boy.
So this first one is Jacob Davies.
Yes.
Sent in by Blake Houston. And you will see here that Jacob's also wearing a Prodigy shirt, Tim. But let's see what he does in the trees here with Blake hounding him from behind.
Park Media is waiting. Oh, the straddle forehand. We know how this is going to end.
He's already premeditated here.
That's 3. He's got about 250 metres left on the par 4.
He's sponsored by Blake House and Disc Golf too.
He's just ripped into him afterwards.
Oh,
too.
yep.
Oh,
Dry frozen water backhands. That's so good.
so thank you, Blake.
I can get around this segment, by the way, Jace.
Yes. Yeah, this is why it's the best segment.
Yeah.
Well, so thank you, Blake, for the video, and thank you, Jacob, for the shank. My other home viewer video is also from Blake Howson, and this is brother of.
I don't know who this is.
Is it
Toby?
Toby?
Ross,
Ross,
Toby.
Yeah, brother. Alex's brother.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Alex's brother.
He's golf in his own right, Toby.
Yeah. Let me change your mind. Because Blake sent us
Compilation?
a trilogy
Oh, yeah.
of Toby Canaston videos. And yeah, you tell me what you think, Tim, as we play through them. And just listen to the banter coming from Blake as well.
Oh, I'm feeling pretty hungry. Feeling like a lamb shank. Oh, bah.
That's not lunch. That's like
Bah. Oh, that is so bad. That's a lamb shank. There you go, Jace.
That looked chilly-esque,
Stroke during that.
Oh, Toby.
So that was interesting, but that is exactly what we're after. I'm not sure what happened in that putt there.
I feel like he needed to have his left foot planted, not his right foot. It looked-
Yeah, I'm not sure what he did, but
I think it's time to retire the step putt, mate.
yeah, that's
Just start jump putting, it'll be easier.
Was it a step putt or a
Stroke putt.
A quick step putt or a tango putt?
So, of course, thank you, Blake, for the video, and thank you, Toby, for that trilogy of shanks. Now, that's the home viewer. Now, I always have, I don't know if you haven't watched this before, Tim, but I always have my own picks.
Okay, here we go.
And this week is particularly special. It's particularly special because it's a special episode of Clubhouse. This first one is from Mount Gambier.
Okay, yeah, I gotta say, I feel like I'm about to see 10 strokes, aren't I?
So, this is Mount Gambier. I think it was hole 17 on the tournament later.
You are correct, it was hole 17. Yep.
So, talk us through, and let's just.
Oh, I'm relaxing.
Oh, that was on catch cam for this too, so I watched it from the other end. There, I'm pretty sure. So that was the 7th shot or the 6th shot?
That one was I think that might have been my 3rd shot, actually.
That was the first of the two into
The
the
first
lake.
of the two, yeah.
Okay, so that was, you haven't forgotten about that though, you remember that?
No, I remember that.
Yeah. Okay. Second one went much further into the lake.
Actually, let me just clarify. First one very far in the lake. Next two, they were dry, but they were OB.
Right, okay.
Really shame.
One flashed. Was that the third one?
The first one splashed.
The first one
the
was
third
off
one
the
maybe
tee.
splashed, but it was on the reeds.
There was a couple that nearly came back.
They were shades.
Yeah, they were shades, okay.
I was having issues gripping the disc.
Yes.
If you are.
I noticed
They weren't wet yet.
No, it
I
was an issue.
I was on catch cam, and the best thing about catch cam is you get to see the player's reaction as soon as they let go of the disc.
Yeah.
So I knew at that point, as soon as you let go of it, that I didn't need to film the disc anymore. Because I think you're already reaching for another one.
We need some context. I was sick for like 2-3 weeks leading up to that comp.
You were crook, yeah.
I missed
Mate,
what's the one
Frosty had
Jumbuck.
food poisoning and
Oh,
pulled
that's
off
right.
the toughest putt we've ever seen.
That's right. You did miss Jumbuck in the lead
Yeah,
up to
that's
that. Yeah.
Anyway, let's give Tim a rest. He's thirsty because you've still got some.
I was just wondering, can you guys see what's in there?
Settled.
I am not drinking that.
For those of you that didn't join us from the start, that's the beer and sarsaparilla suggested to us by Matty Faz's grandma.
So let's give Tim a rest, and let's go to my other pick.
Okay.
For this week, and
Alright.
I'm not even going to give it an intro, but it is one of my all-time favorites.
Okay.
Oh, it's me again. That was a shout.
Now that was my absolute favourite shot to commentate, Tim.
Just pulled my jocks out of my ass. Dude. So I pulled that off in practice 2 times out of 2. I think every round at the two heads as well.
And the worst part was we just missed the next shot after you putted out of there. We just missed it, and the camera turned just as you were like sliding your head off the back, your hat off the back of your head. And I think Matty shouted out,
It's a Rafa Nadal right there.
Yeah. That's why I shanked it, because they were too far up there.
Yeah, so...
Oh, I remember hating that.
But...
I was not waiting for it. I knew it was coming. But yeah, I can attest to that, and I've said that to you every time. I think I said it to you that night after that round, that I watched the practice round and I walked around and took a bit of footage of you guys, and Tim absolutely nailed that forehand roller.
And I say,
put it into C2, and Jay said,
I'm just so glad he gave us that content.
Yeah.
But
because you weren't even on the feature card.
No. Bloody backups. I always blame the backups.
So anyway, like I said, Nuffies, the email address is on the bottom of the screen, and send me your lamb shanks, because you too can be like Tim Bohan if you really want to. Send them in, but that's lamb shanks for another week. Thank you very much.
all right.
Jason.
What do you think?
I quite like it, yeah.
I thought you
A
would.
little bit of me time, even though they are shanks. People delete those videos when they record them, but they're the good ones.
I plead for people.
Hold on to those.
Please, 100%. 100%. Film everything your friends do. There's a lot of tournaments coming up. We want to see some shanks from the Queensland Open next weekend. They'll be ready for our post-Queensland Open episode in 2 Thursdays' time. That, Sandbaggers, is all we have. Actually, sorry, no, we've got Professor Parked. I always forget Professor Parked.
Sometimes rightfully so, other times completely unjustified. Now, I've also held on to the theme this week with Timmy on the couch and his history of not knowing Prodigy discs. So I'm just really going to see if anything's improved, Tim. So I've got 4 discs for you out of my collection. I'd like you to close your eyes. I mean, even with your eyes open, there's not much chance here. And see if you can identify them by feel.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so we've got disc number 1.
Oh, juicy flashing. I want to say that is
I must say, I don't think you own one of these.
Is this a FX4?
No. No, that's a
H2 VT.
Yeah, this
There
is
you
a
go.
bit of an ancient one, as you can tell by the chalkiness.
Yep.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice, overstable 11
Gummy.
speed. Yeah, very gummy. Very
Yep.
gummy. All right, the next one I've got for you here. Oh, nice purple boy.
Ooh, that is a mid-range. I think I own this disc.
Oh, do you?
Is this the Qld Strider?
No.
No?
No.
What is it?
Slower, Timmy.
P Model OS 3403. That is deep.
That is very deep.
Yeah.
Very deep.
It's surely not that overstable. It really is?
Oh, it is.
Oh, there you go.
I know you're not a usual fan of putters, but I thought you might actually like that one.
It feels okay, actually. It's
Yeah.
quite, yeah. But, I don't think I'd throw it, if I'm being honest.
All right, and I've got one more for you.
All right.
Out of my box. Oh, this should be somewhat more familiar.
That feels a little better. I would say that's a 9-speed. Ooh, there's a bit of flashing there too. It's going to go with one of the newer discs, but... Is that an FX3?
You're one letter off. That's an F3. Isaac
F3.
Robinson.
There you
Hello.
go.
I reckon you'd really enjoy that as well. But look, we kept Professor Park short for this week. Turns out...
I'm giving myself half a point for that one.
I reckon...
Do you think this is the sort of stuff that you'd see on the Trilogy Toss Up or whatever Tim Bohan called it?
I'd have to
Unusual stuff.
I'd have to watch it to find out. But if you haven't, go check it out and see him talk about Trilogy, I guess, and drink some scotch. But a year on, Timmy, I think we need to get you some more Prodigy discs.
Yeah, I definitely
Quite
need.
been a year, yeah. Was it only the start of the year? Or?
Yeah, it's only been 6 months. Yep, need to get a few more. Absolutely.
Still. Fantastic. That's enough for Professor Park for this week. While I'm talking, all of our Patreon members and soon-to-be Patreon members, we've got another Parked Ratings update on Patreon. It's live already. There's another big spreadsheet of stuff. Frosty, get on it. I know you haven't got much to do on a Thursday night, so check it out.
Do you want to just give us a quick teaser of what park ratings are all about, Kyle?
Sure. So park ratings, if you go back a couple of pods, this is a system I've created where disc golf ratings follow the golf system of a handicap, a bit more aspirational. Take your best 8 of your last 20 rounds and get an idea of what your aspirational rating is. It's pretty awesome. I've done it for every Australian disc golf player. So if you join our Patreon, you can go look yourself up. We've got some interesting stats actually across the country. We've got 715 AMs currently registered in Australia and 108 professionals. And over the last month, we've got a 12.5 point ratings jump in PDGA across the country. So that's about as interesting as I'll give you here. If you want access to the full spreadsheet, jump on Patreon. You can try it free for a month, have a crack, and see how you go. But yeah, very interesting stuff. I'll share more when we have a bit more time and they haven't nearly run for 2 hours on the show. So that's good.
I promised Tim we weren't going to do this tonight. Let's see, what's Frosty said there? Need to lower the number in the state of origin teams. Yep. Look, hey, we're all about that state of origin tab in the park spreadsheet. It's incredibly complex. So if you are into that sort of stuff, if you do want to see how you stack up park rating wise, almost exclusively they're higher than your PDGA rating. So jump into our Patreon. That's the sort of stuff that helps us get to tournaments and helps keep the discs flying and the doors open and the cameras on here at Park. Speaking of keeping the cameras on, we're going to turn the cameras off and say thank you all for watching. Thank you to everyone that supports us. Thank you to you guys and girls for watching. Thank you to OzDiscs, Heiser Flight, Disc Golf Warehouse on behalf of Kyle. Gindy Disc Golf Shop. On behalf of Jason somehow. Obviously, thanks to Prodigy for looking after Tim, and thanks to Tim Bohan for coming down the highway and offering to be on the clubhouse tonight. We tried to get him for the Vic Open, it didn't work out, but this was almost better. So it's good to have you here, Tim. It's been great to have a chat with you, and I hope the Queensland Open goes well. Any final words?
Just want to say thanks for having me on. I'm going to go back and watch the previous clubhouses because I want to see every time that I've been roasted. I hear me getting 10 is like the Gary Lyon on a stretcher. Gets thrown to that often.
Yeah, it is. I think you've been mentioned on every clubhouse episode.
There you go.
That national shot off the tee, the tape is wearing out.
There you go.
Until next time, sandbaggers, you've been amazing. You are Gareth Morgan's in there. Thanks so much. Thanks for all the love in the chat. Disc Golf Gold AU, Jay Brady, Slowman, aka Frosty, Gareth Morgan. What's this for ACT? Unfair for ACT. He
wants it down to 8 players so that they can drop off some lower ratings.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, Frosty. I think you should just get better.
Well, it's not territory of origin, mate.
Listen to the big dog.
Thanks again, lads. Yeah, Matt Hunter, good on you, mate. Love your work. We will see you guys at the next tournament. Thanks for watching. You guys are legends. And until next time...
Yeah.